Welcome to King Cole's week 4 of the Jewels of Summer Cal. Today we are going to look at this inner border, which I'll just hold this section up. That's this bit here that we're doing today. You will need your hook, some scissors, a sewing up needle, a knitter's needle, and various balls of yarn. You'll need quite a few different colours for this one. There are actually 13 rounds in this section, starting from this area. You've got a grey round that you can't really see that well. So what we're going to do is look at each round, starting from a corner, and where I feel it's necessary, we'll do a little bit more detail, but each border is quite repetitive. So once you've got the first few stitches flowing and you know how to do a corner, then you should have no problem doing the rest. So we won't show you the whole border because it would be a very long video and you'd get bored. So yeah, we'll get you cracking on each stage and then obviously pause the video, do the bit you need to do, and then we'll pick it back up as we go along. So let's get cracking. Hello and welcome to the border section. So this is the inner border for the blanket, and of the two borders it's probably the more intricate one. There's definitely more rows to it. So what we're doing here, we have got the dark grey yarn, which is yarn A, and we're going to start to neaten off all this section here by picking up double crochets all the way across. So you start, I'm going to start in this turquoise row here, and I've marked my corners. I've actually marked all the corners so that they're easier to find. And for this section, you join in the yarn as before by bringing a loop through, work a chain, and then work a double crochet. Oops, I'll just take that out briefly because it's just getting in the way a little bit. I'm going to pop it back in a second. So that is a double crochet in the corner. We're now going to start working across here, and we need to end up with 33 stitches going from where the lovely dark red starts to where it finishes. And we're going to do that by picking up and working double crochets, 2 for every treble row end, 3 in the double treble row ends, and 1 in the double crochet row ends. So with that, let's move the tails out of the way, hand up. So I'm working 2 double crochet in here, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 in this end, then 2 into the cream, 1 into the dark turquoise, 2 into the lighter turquoise, 1 into the cream, 1 into the red, 2 into the pale grey, and then it's 3 across this little section. So 1 into the first bit of the dark grey, 1 into the centre, and another 1 to the other side of the dark grey, and then another 2 in here, 1 in the dark red, 1 in the cream, 2 in the light turquoise, 1 in the darker, 2 into the cream, 1 into the pink, 3 into the dark grey, 2 into the red, and then we wear the join. Now that is the whole of one pattern repeat going from the red to the red. We're now going to work, let's see, next section is we're going to repeat. So we're literally, you don't work into here. We are repeating from there. We're starting with the 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, 1 double crochet. So you're going to work that again for the other 2 sections here until we get to this final corner, and then I'll come back to you there just to show you exactly what to do with that bit. But at the moment we've got 33 double crochets from here to here. Okay, so we're back. We've worked double crochet all the way along, and I'm now at the corner, and I am about to work my double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet into the corner. So actually I have gone 1 stitch too far there. So we finish with 2 double crochet in the red, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet at that point, and I'm going to move this so it's in my 2 double crochet. Okay, then we turn the work round, and we're doing a 1 double crochet into the turquoise, and then we're going to work across here. We're going to work 2 double crochet into each of the row ends, and there's 5 grey and 2 pink, so we've got 7 rows, so that should give us 14 stitches from here to here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just snagged up. Oops. Start that bit again. 5. 6. 8. 9. 10, and we're on the pink, so that's 11, 12, 13, 14 across that section. Then I've got 1 double crochet in this cream section, and then across here we're going to work the 33 stitches exactly as we did before, from gold to gold. So 2 in there, 3 in here, 1, 2, 1, 2, sorry, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. So we're going to go across. So if you rewind the bit of video and have a look at how we worked that, that is how you're working it again. Okay, and then we're repeating what we've done here at the opposite side until we get to the next corner, and in the next corner you do your 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet in that corner. So you're just basically working around in the same way. So we'll come back in a little while and just have a quick catch up on that one. Okay. Okay, so we'll just run over round 1 briefly. I've now completed it, and what you should have is 33 stitches going from pink to pink and pink to pink, and again all the way round. So every section of triangle should have 33 stitches. Your corners here should have 1 double crochet, 2 chain, 1 double crochet, along each section, and that's for every corner, they're all the same. Along the side you should have 1 double crochet into this bobble row, then 14 double crochet going across the grey plus whatever colour you've got here. In this case it's the red, so that's 14 double crochet from there to there, and then 1 double crochet in the bobble, the end of the bobble row, and then 33 going from here to here, with 1 in the bobble row and 14 taking you back to the corner and another 1 in your bobble row. So that's how that is made up all the way round, and all the numbers are written on the pattern, so you can then check your numbers for that. So that complete, we will now get on to round 2. Right, so we're back now with round 2, which is a little bobble border like this one here. And you start with yarn E, which is your cream yarn, in the 2 chain space in your top right corner. Do 1 chain, and as you know I like to do my 1 chain with the tail, and then we're doing a double crochet into that same space. Okay, right, now we're going to work 1 double treble and then 1 double crochet all the way across. So your double treble is, oops, as before, double treble, and then the next stitch is 1 double crochet, and again next stitch you've got your double treble followed by double crochet, and I'll just do 1 more. So you've got your double treble, followed by a double crochet, and you're going to work that all the way across to the other corner, and then I'll pick back up at the corner and show you how to work that, and then you'll be on your way. So back in a moment. Okay, so I've worked all the way across here, starting with a double treble, then a double crochet, double treble, double crochet. We've gone all the way across, and you need to end on a double treble here, and that is in the very last stitch of that row. Then we're going to work into the corner. For the corner you do, I'm just going to take that out for now, you do a double crochet, 2 chains and another double crochet, and then I'm going to pop that back in because I like the fact that it's marked. Then you carry on, you work basically the same all the way across to the next corner. So start with your double treble and then a double crochet, so keep repeating that, finish on a double treble at the other end and work the corner again as I've just shown you, and you do that again all the way around the blanket till you get back to the beginning, and then finish with your double crochet, 2 chains and slip stitching to join your round. So that's round 2. It's fairly simple, but do it steady, count carefully, and also always make sure that you do end up on your double treble at the beginning and end of every row. Okay, I'll see you in round 3. Okay, so we're coming back now with round 3. So you've got your nice little bobble row going on there. We're going to take the jade yarn and join into a 2 chain corner space, and you start this round with chain of 3. So I do 1 with the tail and 2 with the working yarn. Okay, And then this row is lovely and simple because basically you are going to work one treble into every single stitch. So there's not really any counting to go on here. I'm going to start there. You obviously need to do a quick count at the end, but it's just really nice and simple. So UK trebles all the way along. Oops, nearly missed one there. So that's your UK treble. So you're working one for every double crochet and every double treble all the way to the other corner. Your corners are worked one treble, 3 chain, 1 treble. So that's here and then again here and all the way round. Now, when you have finished, you should have 352 trebles and then your 3 chain corner spaces. Round 4, I'm not going into great detail because it is basically the same. You will just have the extra stitches that you've created on this row. So if you follow the instructions, the written instructions, they're really simple to follow, but you're basically working trebles for 2 rounds, making sure that your corners are done correctly. And we'll come back then with round 5, which is just slightly different. So we'll come back to that one in a little while. Okay. Okay, welcome back to the next section. We've done the 2 sections of the jade inner border. We're now on round 5 and we're going to join in with the darker, the petrol, which is colour C. So working in the 3 chain corner space in your top right corner, and we're going to join the yarn into the hole and we're going to chain 2. I'll just show you briefly on this one because you're using exactly the same theory as the row below, but we're using just a different stitch. So I shall show you the alternative stitch, but I won't do too much because you won't need it. It's very repetitive. So we're now on with a half treble, and the chain of 2 counts as the half treble for the corner. So that's wrap into your stitch, grab your yarn, bring it back through all 3. That's your half treble. I'll do that again. So wrap into the hole, grab the yarn, bring it back through, wrap and through all 3, and again. And what you're doing here is, this is a UK half treble, and you're going to work it all the way along the row to the corner. So you can see how it's just slightly shorter than the one below. You're going to work all the way to the corners. Then in the corner you have a half treble, 3 chain and a half treble. So having worked the rows below, I don't feel you need to watch me work the whole thing, but basically UK half trebles in every stitch of the row below with half treble, 3 chain, half treble in each corner till you've gone all the way round, and then it's a slip stitch to join. Okay, so round 5 is now complete. So this is a whole row of your half trebles, and in the corners you've got half treble, 3 chain and a half treble. So that's where we've come to at this point. You do not change the yarn for this one. Round 6 is worked in the same yarn. So this time we're back on trebles. So we've slip stitched to join and we're doing a chain of 3. This time though, as we work the trebles, we're working them into the back loop only. So on the instructions it says in back loop only, which is that loop there. So you're looking at the whole just that row here, not through underneath the full lot as we normally do. So grab the yarn in the normal way, round and through 2, round and through 2. It does look to pull a bit, don't worry, that will even itself out along the row. So wrap again into the back loop only and finish your treble. And again, in the back loop only. I'll just do a couple more for demonstration. And you're going to work these all the way around again as before. The corners this time you can't work a back loop only in the corners. It's a treble, 3 chain and a treble into each corner as on these previous rows. But while you're working across the rows, make sure you work into the back loop only. It gives a slight ridge there, which is decorative, and that's what you're aiming for on this one. So I will see you again shortly in round 7. Okay, so this is how your round 6 should now look. So you're in those back loops, you've got that slight ridge there. So back to a corner. Now we're working round 7. So join as before by pulling it through in your 3 chain space, and in this one we are just doing 1 single chain just to join into that corner. Then we're going to do a double crochet into here. This round is worked almost identical to round 2, and that is that we are doing the double trebles then with a double crochet next to it. So we're now going to, we've done the double crochet there, and we're now going to do a double treble into the next stitch. So you've got your double treble, then into the next stitch you do a double crochet, then a double treble, and a double crochet. And again, you're wanting to pull these forward as you work them because they're going to make that little bobbly row. So a double treble, so you've wrapped twice, gone into the hole, pulled it back through, round and through 2, round and through 2, round and through 2, and then a double crochet. And so you can see how it's mirroring this here. You're going to work all the way around. Your corners this time are a double crochet, 2 chain and a double crochet. That's into your 3 chain spaces. But in between there you need to start on a double treble, and at the far end you need to end on a double treble, and that way you'll get the right look, and it will look very, very similar to this row. So we'll join you again shortly. Okay. Okay, so we have got this to this point where you've now got 2 rows of the lovely little white bobbles. We're now picking up the mustard yarn and doing round 8 of the inner border. So again, you go into a corner, wrap, and we're going to pop 2 chains into this. That counts as a half treble. So round 8 is very much like round 5, so I'll just do a brief demo for you. So we're going to be doing 1 half treble into each stitch around, and then in the corners you are doing a half treble, 3 chains and another half treble into this section here. So half treble is into the stitch, bring it back through, round and through all 3. So round, into the stitch, grab it, back through all 3, round and into your next stitch, So just do a couple more so you can see where I'm working into. As long as you're consistent with where you're going into across the row, it will look right. So just before the bobble, I'm going into that space there. And just after the bobble, into that nice space there. So you continue doing those all the way around as before, and as I've said, you do a half treble, 3 chain and a half treble into the corners until you join with a slip stitch when you get back to the beginning. Okay, so we are back with round 9 of our inner border. So we're working in the lovely bright red on top of the mustard. And again, start in a corner, so pick one of your corners and join your yarn in. And we're going to do a chain of 3. So I've done 1 with the tail. And then 2 with the working yarn. And we are now working trebles into the back of the loop, which is the same as row 6. So you'll soon get the hang of it. So we've got wrap into the back of the loop there, pull it through, round and through 2, round and through 2, and again wrap into the back of the loop, pull it through, round through 2, round and through 2. So we need to work these trebles all the way along this row and all the way around on every row. And in the corners, we're going to work 1 treble, 3 chain, 1 treble for every corner. So really straightforward. So we'll carry on working with that, and I will come back to you shortly with the next section. Okay, welcome back to round 10. Now, round 10 is worked virtually identical to round 5. You start in the corner space as before. It doesn't particularly matter which corner space you start in. We do specify the top right, but if you want to move things around and use a different corner space, I tend to do that because I think it makes your blankets look a little bit neater. You don't end up with all the joins in the same place. And then with this one, so we've gone into the corner and now we're doing a chain of 2. And this time we're using that lovely deep wine colour that we've got. Next, we're working half trebles into every stitch. So a half treble, you begin like a treble into the hole, bring it back through, but you pull all the way through all 3 straight away. So start as a treble, but pull through all 3. And again, you're going to work this all the way around the blanket. Your corners will be a half treble with a chain 3 and another half treble into each of these corners, ending with a half treble, chain of 3, and you join to your chain of 2. When you get to the end of this round, don't break your yarn off because the next round is also worked in the same colour, and we'll just extend it up and start working again. Okay, so we've done part of the round 10 and we've got back to where we're joining, and this time you haven't finished your yarn off. We have done a slip stitch to join. So round 11 is worked in the same way as row 6 and row 9, in that we're doing trebles in the back loop only. And to start, we have our chain of 3. then you do trebles. So back loop only. Again, sorry, I will just show that you're working on that loop there. So we wrap, go into that back loop, round, through 2 and through 2 again. So wrap into your back loop, bring it back through, round and through 2, round and through 2. Don't worry about the stretching, it disappears as you work your way along the row and evens itself back out. So you go all the way around the border doing these back loop only trebles, and when you work your corners you're working them as before, which is a treble, 3 chains and another treble into these corners, and when you get all the way around you do a treble and 3 chains and then join with your slip stitch, and that's your corner worked there. So we'll carry on with that one and then come back in a minute with row 12. Okay, welcome back to round 12. Now round 12 is different to anything we've done so far. You need yarn B, which is the platinum or the silver grey as I've been calling it. Join into a corner as you've done before and do 3 chains. So I've done 1 with the tail, 2 with the working yarn. Now this time we are doing something different, which I don't think I've demoed before, so I'm going to do it slow and as clear as I can. So this is called a back post treble. So you begin a treble as before, so wrap your yarn and then you're turning the work over. Find the first treble that was on the previous row and go through from the back and across it so that your hook is now across. Grab the yarn, bring it back through. You're working along the back of the work, not along the front. Then round and through 2 and round and through 2. I'm going to do a few more of these because if you've never done one before, it'll take just a minute or 2 for you to get to grips with it. So wrap your yarn as normal, go in from the back and across. So you've gone underneath the back of the stitch. There, pull it through, round and through 2, round and through 2. So I shall just keep going for a few more stitches. So wrap, then in under, grab, pull it back through, wrap and through 2, wrap and through 2, round, in from the back and across, round and pull it back through, round and through 2, round and through 2. And what you will get across the front is this dotted effect across the front of your work. It's very pronounced and it is part of a feature of the pattern, and your stitches will sort of lie backwards underneath, and that's correct. That is what you want to happen. So wrap, going in and under there, bring it back through, round through 2, round through 2, wrap. So you're back in the same hole there in that one, so that you wrap, oops, grabbed a bit too much yarn there, and through. So practice that a little bit. You are going all the way around the blanket doing this. The only difference is when you get to the corners, because you can't work them in the corners. So the corner is 1 treble, 3 chains, 1 treble, as we've done before. And when you get to the final one, it's 1 treble, 3 chains, and then slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. So do watch this over again. Hopefully it's clear. You can see it nice and clearly on the screen. Have a good practice at it, but you are working that all the way around the blanket. So every single treble on the row below needs to end up with a little wrap round it there. Okay. Right, with round 12, because it's slightly different to anything else we've worked, I really want to show you a corner. So I'm carrying on as before. I've wrapped my yarn and you can go in like that. That's just a slightly different way of approaching your stitch. So I'm wrapping, I'm coming in from the back, across the front, grabbing the yarn and then going all the way back through. And you're getting exactly the same stitch, I'm just looking at it from a slightly different angle. So when you are at the corner, you are doing a normal treble. So I'm wrapping and this time I'm just going in from the front, pulling it through, round and through two, round and through two, chain of 3 and another just standard treble here. And then you get to the other side of the corner, you're wrapping and then going round. Just thought it might help to show you two slightly different ways of approaching the stitch. So I'm looking at it from the front, I'm wrapping, I'm coming in from the back, across the front of that stitch, grabbing it, bringing it back through, all the way through to the, to the other side, round and through two, round and through two. I'll just do you one more. Losing my paperwork. Round, in, across the front, back through, round, through two, round and through two. So I'm going to continue around, but this is what you're getting looks wise. So we'll be back shortly to show you the next bit. Right, so we're back to show how to start round 13. Round 13 is done in half trebles again, so very similar to some of the rows we've worked before. So into a corner space, bring that yarn through, and we're doing 2 chains. So I've got 1 to anchor it and 1 to give us a little bit of extra height. We are then going to work 1/2 treble into each stitch around. And this is done in the nice dark grey so that it ties in with the next stage of the border. And it really is that simple. So half trebles as we've been working them before. So wrap into this stitch, wrap, bring it back through, round and through all 3. And you're going to keep working the half trebles just as we've done them previously. And for your corners for this, you need to work 1/2 treble, 3 chains, 1/2 treble into those corners till you get back to this first one, where you do 1/2 treble, 3 chains, and then a slip stitch to join. And that's then going to be the whole of this extra border, or the inner border, completed. And then you'll need all your squares, and we'll get onto those in the next week. So hopefully that's given you all the little bits of information that you need to complete this inner border. So good luck, happy crocheting, and we'll see you in the next one.